Hey, good morning everybody. Paul Damon, Nicaragua Real Estate Team. Don't laugh yet. Today, what I'm going to do is give you some very valuable information about the cost of living. That's based on my cost of living here in Nicaragua. Guess what? It's not going to be sexy with pictures and all. It's going to be a graph of numbers and details. So watch till the end because I will have some pictures if that's really what you need. But the information, in our opinion, is invaluable. So, without any further ado, let's start. No more pictures, and let's go look at the graph. So the first graph here that we're going to be talking about is home services. Basically, it is those expenses that most people have, like internet, cable, electricity, and water. So there you see our amounts. One thing that you don't see here is a rental cost because we happen to own our own home. Now, one thing that it's always a big concern here in Nicaragua is electrical. We do not use air conditioning. Why? Because where we live, it's a lot cooler, and therefore we have had no necessity to use air conditioning, even though we have 5 air conditioners. We do have 3 refrigerators plugged in, and that is why we feel it's a little bit on the high side, our electricity, and we have common appliances, computers, etc., etc. So we did work on reducing our electrical. One thing that we do not use anymore is a large-scale freezer, which was costing us between around $40 to $60 a month. So taking out a freezer reduces quite a bit your monthly expense. Okay, so I hope this graph gives you a sense what is our expense. Now, it's just 2 single people, so keep that in mind. So let's talk about some of the additional expenses we had on our property, which is the cuidador, caretaker, the housekeeper. Farm materials basically is we had to buy 10 bags, approximately 50 pounds each of horse manure, and we had to get a new rake and some other materials, including rope. The dog food, well, we have quite a few dogs, and that's what it costs us on a monthly basis to purchase dog food and dog treats, which is a liver, for example, that we make with rice and some veggies, etc., which is one of the dog treats they love to have. Watching the dogs while we're making that is fun because they know that treat is coming and they're going pacing back and forth waiting for the food. Dog meds, well, we have to give deworming and other medication to our dogs, and that's what it cost. And we had the vet come by and give an injection to one of our dogs. It was a vet visit at his clinic, but we had to give an injection, etc., for a infection. So that is what we have as additional monthly expenses. So here we're going to talk a little bit about renting a home in Nicaragua. What I'm doing is I'm basically going to talk about 3 locations: Granada, Managua, and San Juan del Sur. Granada, on average, for a, let's say, a home, does not have to be colonial, you will be looking at, without a pool, $400 to $600 plus utilities and the cost of Wi-Fi. Some have Wi-Fi included, but these are slow speed Wi-Fi. So most of the clients that we have talked about or met with, they always add some additional Wi-Fi. And if you want a colonial home with a pool, you're looking anywhere, depending on location, how it's finished, the quality of its furniture, anywhere from $500 to $900. Of course, there are even more expensive ones. The most expensive one we have is $2,500 per month. In Managua, we have a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom. Properties are going between $300 to $2,500. Again, all depends on location, depends on finishes and everything else. And in some of these properties in Managua, you will be asked to also pay for pool maintenance, security, and maybe even HOA. The same can be said about San Juan del Sur for a 2 or 3 bedroom property. It all depends on the views, depends if you're beachside or ocean view or location of the property, right? And so on average, we are seeing rents at $450 to $1,000. And that would be in San Juan del Sur, plus maybe the cost of Wi-Fi, and of course, always electricity and gas. Okay, guys, so here's the food slide, and here you can really cut costs. First of all, our food and groceries can be lower if we had gone to, for example, Masaya to buy the vegetables as well as our fruits. But due to COVID, we're not going out so much to Masaya to do a shopping trip. Okay, you literally can buy for $10, $12 a whole basket for a whole week, vegetables and fruits. On meals going out, that is $325, which is on the high side. That's 10 outings. And that is because, yeah, we are the real estate business, so we go out with other couples, or we go out, try a new place so we can show, hey, you can come eat here in Nicaragua and eat good American style. I shouldn't say American style, but let's say international style restaurants that allows you to take your significant other, your wife or whatnot, and enjoy evening with meal and drinks. Okay, and here we're just going to go over some beverages, right? We all like a cold beer or a nice glass of wine, and some of you might just want a nice cup of coffee. So local beers, as you can see, is running between $1 to $3. Again, location, what type of venue are you at? Refreshments can be anywhere from a half a dollar to $1.50 or up. Again, it depends on what type of refreshment. Fruity drinks, 50 cents to $1.50. And if you want to buy a rum bottle, which is like a 5-year-old, it's around $8. And wine, I mean, you can go from anywhere $7 and upwards, okay? There's lots of champagne, there's wine, hard liquor. You can buy a few different items, but the selection is lacking in some of the standard grocery store like Colonia. So if you want to have a good sherry or anything of that sort, you will have to travel to Managua and get that item. Coffee, you know, it depends. You can get anywhere from 50 cents coffee to $1 to $2. Again, it depends where you go and the type of service environment they're providing. Now, this is probably a slide that most of you would be looking at more if you have a family, you're getting older, and you're trying to figure out what is the best way to do medical. Now, Vivian Pella has a program where you can buy insurance, but it is just to get insurance to get a discount, let's say an operation or a discount on the pharmacy or different tests, right? You just get a discount. Now, we decided because of the cost, for me, it was going to run around $120 because I have a pre-existing. So we decided that it was more economical for us to go as was needed. What do I mean with that? Well, we're saving every month around $120, $125. So I put that in a special savings account for potential medical issues. Now, that's for us. So a family with young kids, you might want to do something different. Now, we have had house visits by a local doctor, a community doctor, in our area where we live. Again, we live in a small farm area. So this doctor is costing us to come in at night or during the day, anywhere from $7 to $10 a visit. And that includes if he has to give us an injection or anything of that sort. Now, prescriptions, I have bought several prescriptions here in Nicaragua, like acid reducers, Lipitor, and as you can see, there's the cost. And you can see that the cost in Nicaragua is higher than it is in the US because I use an app called GoodRx. If I wasn't using that app, my cost would be significantly higher in the US. So if you're in the US, grab the app. It's called GoodRx. It has no cost, and you can compare shopping from the Targets, from the Walmart, you name it, and it's probably there. So when I buy a month supply of acid reducer or Lipitor, you can see it's $5 versus 17, or Lipitor $6 versus 34. Okay, so at least you have a comparison. So some of the drugs that we have here are more expensive in Nicaragua than they are in the US. Okay, so here are some additional costs. One is mobile phone. As you know, we're in the real estate business, so we have two mobile phones, and that's costing us on average $50. Auto fuel, you know, we drive around quite a bit with clients, or because we go to San Juan del Sur, we travel to Managua, we travel to Leon every week. So that is what we're spending on average, 215, 230. It all depends how many times we do the trip. Oil change was $48, and lucky me, we had a flat tire, which was $4 to fix that flat tire. So there you have some of the costs that we deal with a monthly basis.